If you are not using I Am Melanin Magic hair oil, then what are you using?
Hey guys, so I started using this oil called I Am Melanin Magic since February of this year, and check out the new growth. Like, it's insane. Not only did it help with my new growth, but it smells amazing too.
See the dramatic improvements Denisha has made after not having hair around her edges for 3 years.
Tanya's hair had been like this for almost 20 years, and while getting injections. Her doctor said it was scarred and would never grow back. After 4 weeks of using I Am Melanin Magic, this is what she looked like. I Am Melanin Magic did this to Danette's hair after a short time.
Hi, I'm the creator of the I Am Melanin Magic hair and skincare brand. My vision has always been to develop a line of products that meets the unique needs of melanated people. The I Am Melanin Magic hair oil is our premier product. It is the leading high-end supplement for your mane.
It reduces breakage, promotes growth, and can be used on all hair types and looks, from straightened hair and microlocks to wigs and protective styles. It's antifungal, antibacterial, and anti-funk, so you know you're protected.
It softens and conditions your hair, and it's anti-frizz too.
This really is all you need. It's rich with antioxidants, loaded with growth-promoting ingredients. Look at the growth of my hair. The proof is in the product. Need I say more? Don't delay. Purchase yours today.
I Am Melanin Magic, and so are you.
Hello everyone, welcome to Tanisha's Locks, Beauty Tips and Potpourri. It is June 9th, it is the new moon today, and it is a time to meditate and plan for new beginnings. Thank you for visiting the channel today, and much love and gratitude for all of you who have supported this channel over the last 2.5 years. I think in October or maybe September, we'll be almost at 3 years, and it has been a beautiful journey. So many of you all I know, some of you I don't know, but some of you all that I know, it's not just through comments. Some of you text my phone. A lot of you are ordering the I Am Melanin Magic oil, which if it were not for you and me listening to my intuition and taking Ronnie, Sophia's advice, the same advice that she had given me for some years, and really trying to respond to some needs, that commercial, that video that you just saw a few moments ago would have never been possible. And before I even get into what the topic is going to be today, I want to talk to you a little bit more about some of the things that I've learned along the way in my Sisterlock journey, but also learned from you all. I really want to say thank you because, and I want to also stress the importance of following your heart, trying to do right by people as much as is humanly possible, and always trying to make a contribution in some way or live every day in a way that makes you feel like you're doing something worthwhile. You know, doing the best you can and staying in the fight and doing what you have to do. I say that because when I started this channel, I started it years ago, and I stopped. I stopped because at the time I cared about what other people thought. And at the time I was in an entirely different mental space. And me being on here talking about hair and beauty stuff was not something that was really acceptable at that time in the community in which I belonged to. So I took the video down. And it was really something I was excited about when I started it, but I took it down and I really just kind of like forgot about it. And then I started the spiritual channel, Butterfly Transformations, and that was my heart. That is my heart. That's my baby. That was a reflection of the spiritual journey I underwent, the reclaiming of my personal identity, the breaking step with some things in my life that were holding me back, and the stepping into what I thought at the time was more of me, but what I know today has become and is becoming more of me as I continue to evolve. So I decided to get back to that channel. And I remember when I first started, Sophia kept saying, "Mommy, you need to do the hair videos. You need to do the hair videos." And I'd be like, "No, I would do some hair videos." I'd be like, "No, I want butterfly transformations to really grow. You know, that's what I'm about. And I'm about the spiritual journey. And these are the things that are important, and manifesting and meditation and recognizing who you truly are as a divine being." And I'm still, that is me, y'all. That is at the core of who I am. Manifesting your masterpiece. Like, this is me. This is everything that's me. But she would say to me, "Mommy," you know, like, because I would be saying, "Gosh, I got like 3 subscribers this month, like, and the other channel is really growing." And she would like, "Mommy, you got to go where, you know, you got to make friends. You got to talk to people about stuff that people want to hear about. And then the other things will come across in your personality." So I brushed her off, like, kind of like I did before when she was telling me about the, do the channel, go back and do the channel, Mommy. And eventually I started listening, and as you guys started giving me feedback on the channel and you started commenting, I realized that what I was saying on the channel made a difference to somebody. And you guys would reach out and you would say things that would just go right through here. Like, I remember the first comment on this channel, literally. I don't know why I'm so emotional. Anyway, through this channel, you guys have just been so supportive and so loving. And actually, through this channel, my healing business grew by leaps and bounds. So what I was doing on the spiritual channel, actually, that business improved by leaps and bounds because many of you, I guess, reached out to something else besides the hair stuff that I was talking about, or you realized that it was more than just the hair, that we were kindred spirits. And so many of my major clients and some of my regular clients and people who are on my Patreon channel came from Tanesia's Locks, Beauty Tips, and Potpourri with you beautiful, beautiful souls. And I have made some amazing connections, amazing friends, and you guys consistently reach out to share your love. And I gotta say thank you. I gotta say thank you on so many, many, many levels. And I remember the first year when I gave one of the recipes for the oil that I was using many, many years ago, about 2.5 years ago, from the beginning of my journey up until about 2.5 years ago, before I shifted into a blend that I felt was so much better. And you guys would say, "Can you just make it for us? Can you just make it and send it? Can I order it from you?" And I remember responding, I can. And I remember thinking at the time, I don't have time to do the oils. I don't have time to do the oils. And here I am now doing the oil. And here I am now receiving the blessings yet again from this channel through you all. And I think back, I was in a space today of meditating and thinking back to when I started my journey with essential oils many years ago, probably over 14 or 15 years ago. And I was making these oils, but I was fighting my adult acne. I had adult acne for my entire 30s. And I couldn't quite find the right mix of multiple things that would help me. And then Sophia was having issues with some acne after I fought my battle with acne. And now we have Naima, who's waging war on acne and realizing her diet, in addition to her skincare routine, is playing a role. So we're working on that with another product in this line. But the thing that I'm saying is that while I was doing something that was fun and I was sharing it with my family, and I was also giving it to people in the community, people who had really serious acne problems, and then making other stuff to help people with other things that they were dealing with. Like that was the beginnings of the decade. My 40s was the beginning of the decade for some of my joint issues that I've been working on healing really seriously for about the last 2 to 3 years, but they started before then and they became something I had to become conscious of. So I started making oil blends to help with that. And so I would share that with people. It's for some reason people would always come to me related to things that had to do with health, and I always would share something. But I never thought in a million years that the 2080, how I spend my time, and some of the abundance that has come into my life would come from something that came out of the blue. So I say all that to say that God puts us where we're supposed to be for whatever the reasons that we're supposed to be there. And most of the time we think we know, but we don't understand. We set out one way to do one thing and then we end up doing something else. And you're constantly evolving as you go, and you're moving forward based on the information that you have currently, but you never know really where it is going to lead you. And with that in mind, I want to remind you always, and you've heard this 100 times, but you follow your heart. Don't let anything get in the way of you making those intuitive decisions that are birthed through the light of God right in here, which is where we get our spiritual renewal. It's where we get our awakening. It's where we get our enlightenment. And it's what makes us feel like life is worth living and we are here for something other than the other side of life, which oftentimes brings us trial, difficulty, challenges. And I guess I can share this with you guys. I've been in the midst of undergoing transformation on a lot of levels. And you guys have been with me along the way. You've been with me here. You've been with me on the spiritual channel. I've been working on my vibration. I've been working on my manifestation skills. The difficulty I've had is bringing everything into alignment so that I could actually be in and live in the energy of prosperity and abundance related to my health, related to relationships, related to my family, related to my spiritual processes, my emotional and mental states. And I'm reaching a point where I'm getting better at that. Even though so much came through me with that book and that represented a part of my experience, I'm growing into another area, and part of that has had a lot to do with some of the things that I've been doing and working on over the last few years and growing into by way of this channel. And the biggest part of this journey right now has to do with me building on some talents that I have had, but I put on the back burner with regard to my love for healing, because I do a lot of energy work and I do a lot of spiritual healing, but my love and of being able to address people's needs for healing through the elements and utilizing the things that are in nature to help us meet some of our healthcare needs, in addition to recognizing the power of consciousness and helping us to shift energy. So with the I Am Melanin Magic oil, once I began to share it with other people, before I started sharing it on the channel, I would always get a lot of positive feedback, but I didn't think that much of it. And then it was during COVID last year, where when things started going upside down, I told myself, this is the time where you are not going to, this is where the rubber meets the road. This is where you have to decide who's going to create your reality. Are you going to listen to everything that's going on out there, or are you going to continue to insulate yourself and do the necessary inner work so that you can manifest the things you want to manifest? And I promised myself that I would open up fully to my intuition. Y'all, I'm very analytical. I'm a Virgo in 5 placements. And if you don't do anything with the zodiac, I get it, because I didn't used to either. But very analytical, right? And then the other moon sign is Capricorn. So in my whole life, I overanalyzed everything. I had to control for everything. I went after everything with my masculine energy. And I was very rigid, and any shifting or need to be flexible or anything that brought the unexpected into my life, it would turn my life upside down. So needless to say, I was highly stressed and worn out. And that was something that I didn't get a handle on until my issues with anxiety and insomnia really hit a climax point. And I was suffering in so many ways in my life. And it put me into a space where I started my spiritual journey. And it started with me learning the practice of Reiki, which is the hands-on healing. And then it started with meditating. And then it started with me beginning to do some things that helped me achieve a greater level of self-mastery. And after 20-something years of fighting with the anxiety and the insomnia, I was able to bring peace to my life in a way that over-the-counter medications, pharmaceutical drugs, and other things were not able to help me with. And so my whole life began to change. Some years ago, in my early 40s, my entire life started to change. And with that shifting internally, it led to a lot of outward changes as well in my life. And so I started that journey, and through the school that I had access to a wide community of people who trusted me with their children and allowed me to have autonomy with regard to the various things as I was able to do. We were like a huge family. Okay, 58 students, a few other staff members that I had, and I ran that school for 13 or 14 years until I left a few years ago to focus on the healing work that I do full time. And that's when you all, I came into you all's life shortly after through the channel. And so anyway, being able to get back to a space today where I realize I'm actually throwing myself back into another aspect of healing that doesn't take me away from all of this, but it enriches my experience and it allows me to contribute apparently in a broader way than maybe I might have been limited by some other things that I was focused on at a particular time, and that I have to go with where God is sending me, which may feel different than where I thought I wanted to go or where I thought I would end up, but that sometimes our gifts and what we're supposed to do don't really belong to us. It belongs to something greater. It belongs to the Creator. And that's why I say whatever it is that you are wanting to do, whatever it is that you are wanting to birth, take the step. Don't wait. Take whatever little step you need to take to get yourself on that path to manifest the greatness and the glory of God that has been given to you, that is within you, that is your gift to the rest of the world. Everybody has something that they do, or that a way that they approach life, or a way that they approach their particular art or their particular layer of creativity that distinguishes them from anybody else on the planet. It's like your own energetic fingerprint, and there's nobody else like you. And for that reason, it's important for you to know that whatever you carry around in your heart, that was placed there long before you came into this physical body, and that is something that deserves to be given life to, whatever it is. And even if you don't feel like you know what it is, it's going to find you. And when it finds you, follow it. Or if you don't feel like it finds you, follow where you are now and respond to whatever calls come to you spiritually or through your dreams, or when you're reading the Bible, or when you're reading the Quran, or when you're in nature meditating, or when you're walking, or when you feel like you have an encounter with someone from your past, whether it's an ancestral dream or a vision or whatever else. There's so many messages that come into our life to lead us to the things that allow us to partake of our divine birthright, which is to live lives that are healthy, to live lives that are balanced, that bring us into harmony with creation, and that allow us to be the best versions of ourselves that we can possibly be. That's your right. So as I talk about this, I'm bringing to you, and I'm going to continue to share these oils that are a part of a wider array of services and sharings that are able to impact not only my life and my family's life, but the lives of other people. And there's the website that I will put in the description, and you are able to order this product, which is the premier product, but it's not the only product, but it's the premier product, and it's the one that previous video was speaking to. Last year I met so many of you all that have tried this. So many of you all, I encourage you to go to the website and write your reviews. Take the time to write your reviews. If you purchase anything from the site, please put in the coupon LOC channel, LOCCHANNEL, and I will know that you're coming from this channel, which is important to me. And also it will allow you to get a 15% discount. Okay, you can use that coupon. I believe it's set up until sometime at the end of September, and after that there'll be always recurring coupons, some greater than that and some other incentives to help to give back to those of you on the channel who have been an amazing part of this journey and continue to participate in my being able to give back. I'm really, really grateful. So with this product, you'll see another one that's on there also, and some of you will ask me, which one do you get? There's the Magical Hair Growth Serum, which is effective also. This, not being specifically designed for thinning and balding, is not necessarily marketed as such. It is marketed for the hair growth and the strength that this gives your hair over time to help to protect it from some of the ills of having this type of a protective style, where many of us are dealing with hair loss. And it's not to say that I won't ever deal with it, but I'm doing what I can to battle it and to keep my hair healthy. And I've done a lot to my hair over the last many years, and I know that my religious use of this product is the reason why my hair has, even though I've picked it to death with the tweezers, pulled the ends off, and done so many other things, dyed it, just done so many other things, that this is the reason why my hair continues to bounce back and be stronger and thicker than it ever was. So I share this on the channel with you, but the other product as well is designed particularly to help with hair that has been thinning, hair that where you've lost locks. It has a synergistic blend of proprietary ingredients that are also effective when used over a period of time to help you bounce back from some of the hair loss. Now, does this stuff work for everybody? There's nothing, I think, that works for everybody, because we are all very different. But I can't tell you the amount of positive feedback that I get from sisters on the channel, not just commenting about the hair feeling softer and feeling less frizzy because they've just started using it, but people who have sent pictures of areas where they didn't have hair, you all, since 2004, 2011, for the last 3 years, and using this product for a short amount of time, obviously more than the 2 times a week that I suggest on here. That's how often I use it. But having been blessed to experience hair growth that they haven't seen in the longest time, like to where they're having additional locks being put in their hair. So you can use this for overall health and regeneration and follicle renewal and antioxidant protection, and to give your hair strength and to promote and stimulate new growth. It's a lot thinner. So, which means that you can spray it in your scalp and fill it in. And if you decide to use it more than twice a week, and you decided to use it down the length of your locks, which I did in the very beginning of my journey, but don't do so as much now. I don't use as much. I use a lot less. All right. And massage it in, then it's not going to weigh your hair down as much, as long as you do a thorough wash in between your washes. When you wash, when you do wash, do a thorough wash, okay? Which obviously you'll be washing it every few weeks. Anything that you put in your hair is going to add additional weight to your hair. So washing it very good in between the time that you decide from one wash to apply multiple oil cycles to the next wash is very important. If you remember, when I was considering cutting my hair, and before I switched and took the time to study and put together a better, more efficient, effective, and lighter blend, I was not washing my hair I don't wash my hair very much at all now, which I think is also something that contributes to the health of my hair. I don't wash it as much. I'll probably wash one time between retightenings. And for a lot of people, I would have been ashamed to say that a long time ago, but it's true. I wash probably once every 10 or 11 weeks, and that wash usually will come before I do a retightening. And every blue moon, I'll wash between that time if I'm dyeing or something else is going on. Dyeing my hair. That's what works for me. I check my scalp regularly because part of the problem, one of the things that caused me to begin to work on my own blend was this issue with drying and flaking and dandruff that I had up here in this area that I had been experiencing for a number of years, especially when I moved down here to Georgia and the switch in the water quality. Well, with this, my hair is fine. With this, I don't have that. With this, when I scratch my scalp, I don't have a residue on my hand. My hair is clean. It feels fresh. I don't deal with the lock funk that I used to deal with. This blend is antibacterial. It's antifungal. Okay, it helps with odors. It doesn't just mask. It helps to cleanse the hair. It helps to purify the hair. And it creates little to no buildup. Obviously, to say no buildup may sound ridiculous, but it creates virtually no buildup. So this is very different than the other product. The other product is a little heavier, okay? It doesn't have the pleasant smell like this does. It doesn't have the same ingredients as this one because the focus is entirely different for that one. That one is going to work better if you have a patch somewhere. Okay, and you can afford to put something thicker on your hair, all right, but you still need to wash it out thoroughly. That one is going to work better if you're not going to be using this all over your head. Now, for some of you, I know you're using this and you're using the other one. That's a personal choice. And if you can tolerate them both, I don't see, if you can tolerate them both, then that's a decision that you definitely should take and should make based on the experiences that you're having with both oils. So some of you may decide to use this one and use that one in a particular area. Some of you may find that one of them works better than the other one for your particular needs. The other one is more scientific in terms of research based. This is more of an art form and something that I came up with based on my intimate knowledge of essential oils, okay? That one is based on some key favorites and some very, what would you say, well-known ingredients that work to help reverse hair loss, all right? But find what works for you. And in addition to using these oils, if you choose to purchase them, remember that what you're doing every day is going to be the most important. Don't pull on your hair. Okay, if your hair is long like this, I'm having to be careful with when I put this on. It's pulling my hair like this. I can't just snatch it up anymore. I can't be sitting in my seat driving my car like this. It's pulling my hair. I'm having to do more of this to protect my hair. I'm getting ready to start to wear a cap again at night because of the pulling on my hair. So watch the styling, remember the retightening schedules, all the things that you guys still talk to me about when you text me that I'm going to do a video on shortly. It's not just the frequency of the retightenings. It's not just tightening to the scalp. It's the ease at which the tool is being pulled through your hair, guys. This is serious stuff because the longer that we are on this journey, the greater the likelihood that our scalps and our follicles will suffer some sort of trauma and we will begin to lose hair, God forbid, despite the precautions that you're taking if we're not careful. So this is something that I'm very much concerned with, this issue of hair loss with these repetitive styles. And if you know, issues related to traction alopecia are specific to us as melanated people who wear certain hairstyles. So this is something that we have to begin talking about. Is something very serious, and while you may not be experiencing this on your journey right now, neither am I am not for 1 second going to become complacent and think that this is something that I may never experience. I have to still take precautions. I have to put back in terms of nutrition what I'm losing in my hair through battling the environmental elements, having my hair to come in contact with fabrics, friction, the debris that my hair is collecting on a regular basis by just moving around in life, and everything else from the water when I wash it, and whatever you may be using in the way of other products that you might be putting on your hair. You guys know my regimen is pretty simple. All right, but I'm having to take into consideration the long-term risks of this hairstyle. Why? Because of what you all have taught me on this channel, and the pictures that you've sent me, and the personal stories that you've shared with me. And I know enough to know that when your hair starts coming out and you start balding, and it really may not have anything to do with genetics, it may not have anything to do with stress, although that is very important and it's a factor. It may not have to do with your diet. That is important too, and that's a major factor. It may not have to do with your hydration levels. And you can't think of any other reason why you've lost hair except for the fact that you're having trouble with the transition from your regular hairstyle into Sisterlocks, or you've been doing Sisterlocks for a long time, either with the same loctician or somebody else, and you're starting to feel intuitively that there's a connection between your hairstyle and hair loss. And I don't want to just make it about Sisterlocks, because I'm talking about the traction alopecia and the other forms of hair loss that are associated with the styles that we wear, whether it's the cornrows or anything else. So it's important to realize that in addition to any type of hair care regimen that you may have, that there are other things that you have to do and be conscious and aware of as well. By the way, I also want you to remember that this can be used on protective styles. Many of the women who wear the hair weaves, I used to do those hair weaves for money in college, and you know, with the cornrows underneath, sometimes those are too tight. Sometimes the crochet hairstyles are too tight. The protective styles, the individual braids and the wigs, any of those things, this oil is wonderful for. Even Naima, you saw her, my oldest daughter, in the video. She has wavy kind of hair, but she can blow dry it straight. This is very good for her hair. She colored that color and was experiencing some issues and started using this, I don't know, probably like 7 or 8 months ago. And they couldn't believe how it arrested the progression of some of the hair loss from that color when she went back to them for those repeated, whatever it is that they do, maybe once every couple of 2 or 3 months. So also when she switched over to keto, when she lost a dramatic amount of weight before switching over to keto, she was experiencing a lot of hair loss, and that was several months ago. And that was also one of the impetuses for her to start using this oil, because traditionally it was Sophia and I knew the benefits of it. Sophia knew the benefits of it, but Naima wasn't crazy about spraying something on her hair because she didn't have locks, and she thought it was going to make her hair too heavy. So you can use this on any number of different types of hairstyles. I encourage you to visit the site IamMelaninMagic.com and take a look and see if there's a reason for you to want for something better for your hair, that you're willing to invest in yourself and also invest in long term, because you care about what you're putting on your hair, and you're not just okay with putting anything in your hair. And that's one thing about me. I've never been okay with just putting anything on my hair. And when I finally freed myself from the tyranny of perms and relaxers and all of that stuff, I began to recognize that I was the type of person that I needed to take a different route to meet my hair care needs. And I believed that it was possible to do that. And I still believe that it's possible to formulate particular products that work for us, that help us to achieve some of the results that we want with our hair in terms of the abundance that we are definitely able to experience with regard to our locks and our beautiful, kinky, lovely hair. So not that this product doesn't work on other ethnic groups, because it does. It does. But it particularly helps us to address some of the needs that we have. So again, I just want to thank you all. I want to thank you for supporting the channel. We're at 17,000 right now. We're approaching 20K. I want to thank you for your love. I want to thank you for those of you that share the videos. I want to thank you for your comments. For those of you that reach out, I'm sending so much love to y'all. For those of you all who I see on some of my other platforms, I'm just grateful to have you. For those of you who have purchased Manifesting Your Masterpiece, the book, and have done reviews, and for those of you who purchased it and didn't do a review, I'm grateful that you're in my life. I don't believe that anything is by accident. I don't believe that anything is by accident. And so as such, while you stick around, for those of you who want to stick around, I want to pull a card for us, for you, just a message, and I want to read it for you. If you don't want to stay around for this part, for whatever the reasons are, I just want to thank you, and I'll see you on the other side of the next videos that I'm going to be posting. I know you always hear me say I'm going to try to post more regularly, but I really am. I'm doing some research right now on some things that I really want to be able to talk about, okay? And you guys know I'm always in the lab, whether I'm in the lab for my skin and trying stuff on it that I can share with other people, or I'm in the lab coming up with something else that I'm trying that will assist in a particular way when you feel like you run out of options. I'm looking for something for, well, I have something, but I've got to put it together and test it over the next several months for gray. All right. There are some ingredients in here that are helping some people with gray. Okay. Because there are at least 3 ingredients in here for sure that assist with gray. But there's a particular blend that I'm working on, and I'm going to use these few hairs up in here that I know y'all can see. Even if you act like you can't see them, they're there, trust me. And they're becoming more superfluous up here in this area. So I'm going to use myself as the guinea pig, and we're going to see how that works out. But anyway, I love y'all, and I just want to pull a message. And for those of you who are interested in cosmic cycles, tonight is the new moon, okay, in Cancer. It's the time to set some intentions and to follow your intuitive heart's guidance. If there's a love that you have, or a dream that you turned your back on, that you've been getting nudged to reconnect with, now is the time to do that. Use this new moon energy tonight and over the next couple nights to go in, to listen to your higher self, to listen to the guidance that Spirit is sending you to help you get on track with something that maybe is a very part of your divine life purpose, even though you may not believe it. Now is the time to believe it and to begin to set a course and take some steps to put you on the path to something that you really love, something that is a love, something that is a dream. If you're already in the midst of manifesting some things in your life, then this new moon energy is a wonderful time to really connect from a visualization standpoint, and from a point of energizing and having a single-minded laser focus around certain aspects of what you do to help you nurture and cultivate the climax over the next 2 weeks as we move to the full moon, to help you cultivate the climax that will then allow you to coast and continue to repeat itself as you continue to take the steps and tweak things and pull the weeds out that are trying to strangle the flowers in your garden, as you move along the continuum of manifesting whatever it is in your life, whether it's a new job, a partner, a shift in the energy in your relationship, doing something with respect to art, creativity, music, or whatever else that it may be. But I want to share this card with you. It's Hidden Knowledge, Akashic Records, Silence, Understanding. All right, so this is kind of like going into the void. All right, this is like going within. This is like the hidden knowledge. For some of you, this may be you having some awakening or some psychic insights, or some things that are part of a gift that you have that you might, and this is 52, which is 7, which is the number of the divine, but it's a divine number. Maybe you've been afraid, or maybe you've turned your back on some gifts, or something that has been within you since you were a kid, and it's trying to break through, and it's trying to get your attention because there's something multidimensional that is a part of healing, your healing journey, or the way in which you're to be of service to other people, or anything else. But there's some untapped knowledge, some untapped hidden information that you have access to at this time, or that you are being reminded to tap into for whatever the reason is. Okay, the priestess of the links gazes at the world with silent understanding. Supernatural eyesight is attributable to the lynx, giving it the ability to see what is secret or hidden. Its tufted ears symbolize clairaudience, the ability to hear what isn't being said. This represents your power at this time. If you sit in silence, a deeper understanding will reveal itself. You will see what people are hiding from you, from others, and even from themselves. So we're talking about seeing with our spiritual eyes. We're talking about the spiritual eye, which is really our first eye. Even though we call it our third eye, we consider these to be that which show us the truth. But often these are what seduces us away from truth. The physical arena and what our eyes see oftentimes function to pull us further away, because it's a part of the carnal desire, it's a part of the flesh, it's a part of the allure and the seductiveness of the things in the physical world, materialism, which can take us further away from our insight and our ability to be able to discern. So this is calling you to begin to become more intimate in your relationship with your spiritual insight. It's telling you, if you stick around for this part of the video, that there's something within you that you have the ability to tap into, and it's big. And this is connected with intuition. This is our soul sensory system, remember. All right. You will also be able to hear and comprehend their secrets. In fact, this helps you navigate the world. This helps you, when we say secrets, we're talking about the secrets of the universe, or the unknown things, the things that are hidden from those people who live in the world on a very superficial level and don't recognize that it is within the unmanifest realm that everything actually happens. That is where the information is. That is where the valuables are. That is where that which helps us to bring things into form into this world is, or that is what is responsible for what we see in this world. So being able to use your sixth sense to help you navigate the world can help you steer clear of danger. It can help you to make better choices in relationship, especially when you begin to really exercise that muscle and use it more. So here we go. Due to your deeper understanding and your willingness of others to open up to you, a profession like psychology, social work, or life coaching may be ideal. The links is also associated with revelation, mysticism, and wisdom from the unseen world. This means that you have unlimited access to the Akashic records, the universal source of all information, including every detail of every life that each soul entity has ever lived. In addition to seeing your past lives and future potentials, you have the ability to understand the influence of your present, where all your thoughts, words, and actions become the causes of future effects. This is where we're creating the reality, right? What we see around us right now is just a manifestation of what we were doing heretofore. You are now able to bring a higher consciousness to your daily life and to receive all the diverse wisdom and inspiration that the Akashic records offer. So spend some time in silent reflection, relax, and receive the information that is hidden from others. Trust your intuitive understanding, for the power of the links brings clarity and profound connections to the secret energy all around you. Here's the affirmation. I am blessed with the intuitive wisdom. Or I am blessed with intuitive wisdom. I receive helpful insight from the Akashic records whenever I may need it. I receive helpful insight from the Akashic records. Is just the field. It is the field where it is a spiritual web that connects everything. It's a field where it has no beginning, no end. Okay, it's where what will be, what was, and what is, everything is in that field, okay? And everybody on some level has access to it. We just are not attuned to it because we have been sharpening our eyes and our mouth and our ears and everything else. But we are multidimensional beings, and we have the ability to transcend some aspects of this physical world by way of putting more time into nurturing the spiritual aspects of ourselves, whether you're doing that through prayer, through meditation, through just reflecting, communing with nature, the animals, reading whatever the spiritual books are that you may read, or any of that sort of thing. So I hope that you found some value from this video. If you did, please like, share, subscribe, and continue to support the channel. Remember that I love all of you guys, and I appreciate everything that you give to the channel, whether it's your time, your resources, whatever it is that you may be doing to hold space in this moment in time for the work that this channel is supposed to be helping to move forward. I appreciate you. Thank you so much.